In this video, we're going to walk you through how to build a table to compute the mean, variance, and standard deviation of a probability distribution. And I already put in all the headers. I'm not that worried about using the symbols for in here. I've just also put in the formulas down below so you can see what the formulas are that we're using. And the probability distribution that I chose to use is from page 198 of the text. It goes with questions 21 through 25. And any probabilities that you have left blank, that's fine. It will treat them as zero. So first thing to do is put in the multiplication of the random variable times its corresponding probability. And any formula or arithmetic in Excel always start with an equal sign. And we're going to use cell references. So I'm just going to click on the cells that I want to do the math on. So we'll want the x times its corresponding probability. And once we do that, we can actually drag that down for the rest of them. And to get that, you go to the bottom corner until the cursor turns into that solid black cross, left click the mouse, drag that down. If you have a Mac, then you have to do whatever left clicking on the Mac corresponds to. And the mean is going to be the sum of all these multiplications. And in Excel, there is a function called sum. Then put in a parentheses, and then you can just highlight everything that you wanted to add up, and then hit OK. Now, Excel treats blank cells as zeros, so anything that we're not using here is just going to be a zero, so it doesn't have any effect on our mean. Next, we want to go ahead and take each data value, and from each data value, we want to subtract the mean. Now for cell references, we always want to grab onto this cell. So if I were to just leave this alone, when I drag paste it down, it would keep changing what cell it's looking for. So to fix the cell, if you put in a $sign before the column and a $sign before the row, now when I go ahead and I drag paste this down, if I were to click there, so the first term, it does go down 4, but it's still grabbing the mean. Next thing I want to do is square the last term, so I'm going to take the last term and raise it to the second power. You could also multiply it by itself. Again, click that, drag that all down. And if you're worried about these numbers down here, don't, because the next thing we're going to do is take the numbers that we just used and multiply them by the probability. So when we do that down here, everything that we're not using goes back to 0. And then to get the variance, we simply have to add up these quantities. And then to get the standard deviation, we have to take the square root of our variance. And our variance, it's being a little picky on me, so that is F14. So when we set this up, you'll see that it will take out to several decimal places if the numbers are going out that far. When it comes time for presentation, so when it comes time to present the mean, when it comes time to present the standard deviation, when it comes time to present the variance, of course you would be using the symbols mu, sigma squared, sigma. We go out 1 decimal place. So for this problem, we present the mean as 1.5, and then the standard deviation and variance both turn out to be 1 in this case. Other things that I did here is I did put a background of a different color for my probability distribution. The reason for that is if you're going to do another question, you don't want to erase formulas. So I put it a different color, so it's kind of telling me, hey, you only change numbers in here. And if, so anything in here you're free to change. All the rest of the stuff you should kind of leave alone.